Hey there, I'm Hoosier Boo and I'm at Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. Right now, I'm not going to be looking at the canyon. I'm at the Tusayan Museum and Ruins. These are the archaeological ruins of some Pueblo Native Americans who are in the area. So this is going to be really cool. Let's check this out. The museum is housed in this Pueblo style building. I love the old National Park museum buildings here at Grand Canyon. They're so awesome. The museum building was built in 1928 and designed to be like a Hopi style building. And these are all Hopi artifacts. I really like their culture. They based their culture around cooperation, respect, peace, and harmony. And they also lived around mesas and villages. They also did a lot of basketry, silverwork, weaving, and as you can see here, pottery. The Hopi's primary crop was maize. They grew them in fields, and they believe that the rain that sustained the growing of the corn and the harvest are blessings brought by the Katsina spirit, and these are some handcrafted dolls. So people have lived in the Colorado Plateau for at least 13,000 years, which is a very long time, and the cultures have changed. They were nomadic hunter-gatherers, and then like here at Tusayan Ruins, they turned to settled communities linked by trade. These are split-twig animal figurines, and archaeologists really don't know why they made them. These were made by isolated cave dwellers. This is a painting of the Tusayan ruins of harvest time about 800 years ago. The Grand Canyon has so many diverse ecosystems that the variety of plants really help the natives. They could use plants for all sorts of things, like sandals here. But it's still desert, so it wasn't always easy to find food and water. Sometimes they'd have to walk several miles a day for water, and that is a Hopi squash. They could grow that here. And I thought this clock relic was interesting. It's still intact after thousands of years. Of course, the Grand Canyon has a lot of rocks. They could use them for raw materials for homes, tools, weapons, and jewelry. The canyon has also been home to the Havasupai, the Hualapai, and the Paiute. The Havasupai name means people of the blue-green water. And there's a display on the Navajo or the Diné. That is their name for themselves in their own language. They were usually nomadic, and they did adopt elements from other cultures without losing their own unique identity. So that was a neat little exhibit. Now let's go find the ruins. People have been farming in this area since the prehistoric time, and this particular settlement where I can see the ruins, people lived here during the late 1100s, and it was a small group of about 25 to 30 natives. So it is assumed that this part right here were living quarter rooms. It was probably single story. So it looks like on this side there were 4 rooms, and it kind of curves around over that way. This is a Utah juniper tree, and this is what the people who lived here almost 1,000 years ago used for building and for wood material. Here's from the side of the what is assumed to be living quarters. So the room kind of turns here. The rooms aren't that big too. The people who lived here were hunters, gatherers, and farmers. They did all 3. It looks like these 3 rooms over here were used for storage. Okay, this is awesome. This was the site of their large kiva, and it was a ceremonial room. It's just crazy to think what took place here, all the dances and ceremonies that took place right there almost 1,000 years ago. So there was a fireplace right there, and there would have been an opening in the roof above it, and that thing over there was like an air vent, so it wasn't as horrifically hot in there. There's really no trace of it, but this area was a plaza where they did a lot of their outdoor activities. It's kind of hard to tell, but I think this area was a small kiva. You can kind of see the shape of a circle, the trees in the way there. This is a good view of the San Francisco peaks, way off in the distance. The highest point is Humphreys Peak. It's over 12,000 feet. It's the highest point in Arizona. I think that's over by Flagstaff. Well, it was actually really neat to see those ruins. I really haven't seen any Pueblo Southwest ruins, so that was really cool. So now let's go take a peek at the canyon. Hey, look at that. That's the Grand Canyon. This is Lipan Point. This is near the eastern entrance. I don't think at any of the viewpoints you can see this bend in the Colorado River so well. At a lot of them you can't actually see it or tell where the Colorado River is. Apparently this is one of the best locations to see the supergroup rocks way down at the bottom where it's like really red. And that is the original layer, one of the original layers of rock. Down there, the Hance Rapids, supposedly those are very fast and very difficult to navigate through. I won't be going on those this trip, but yeah, that's terrifying actually. In the gorge just past the rocks is actually the lowest point in the canyon. Back to the topic of the native people, I went to one ruin, but actually they were all around, even in the canyon. And I guess there are a lot of different archaeological sites along the Colorado River in there. And also in the over 1,000 caves in the canyon. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Hoosier Boo's Adventures, I guess. Go check out all my other Grand Canyon videos, as well as all my other videos while you're at it. And thanks for watching.